I haven't checked this camera, so because I had it disconnected. Hey Cody, let me see if I'm gonna how I can unmute you unless you're muted. Ask to unmute.
I was muted. Hey, how you doing?
Great, great. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yourself? Good. All right, good. Man. Good. So it's nice to meet you first off, and I ran a little late because I had a bunch of stuff going on, but anyway. So we started now. Today is the 29th of August, 2021, and we got Cody here. I'm JP, and so Cody, I don't know if I told you, I'm recording these, and you know, I'm going to share it in the group, and I also have a YouTube channel, so you know, just for your information. Cool. Let me raise my mic up a bit, my volume, so I can hear you. And so, Cody, you mind me asking, where are you in the secure party creditor process right now?
I'm like just starting out. Like I just got my I ordered my birth certificate, so I'm pretty much there. I'm about to fill out the believe this the UCC. I gotta do that online. So, but I'm really still waiting for my birth certificate so I can get the whole process, I guess, rolling. But from what I understand, you need that to kind of, you know, move forward as far as, you know, putting it down on I guess to the UCC and claiming it back.
Yep. Yeah, it's varying. I mean, I'm even hearing like new information that they're not even sending their birth. I mean, I have to review the video again, but a particular person that's went through the process, he says, don't even send the originals in, because you want to. Well, because you're gonna get to a point where you can be depositing them yourself. I'm not sure. I have to review the information and look at it with a fresh mind. You send a copy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something.
Right. But yeah, that's what I was from what I was understanding. From what I was looking at the videos and reading, supposed to get like I think 4 copies and like send one to I guess to at the county level, then another one at the state level, then another one at the federal level, and then you keep one. That's what I was understanding. How I understood it. I'm not sure, but like I'm brand spanking new. Like you probably got more experience on it. So like I seen the background you got. I'm hearing stuff about like the green cards and the stamps and stuff. I haven't even got to that. I see in your background that you have that stuff. So you probably know more than I do. You know?
Okay. Yeah, no problem, man. That's what we're here for. Like, you know, we help each other. Everybody's got a different piece to the puzzle, believe it, because, you know, there's a little like a aspect of the whole, you know, process that you may have a different viewpoint, and sometimes you need to have a different viewpoint. So let me ask you, when was the first time you ever heard about this stuff?
This first time I ever heard about this was probably like, I want to say maybe almost like back in 2016, 2017. But I thought it was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like you like hear people say, oh yeah, your birth certificate is worth $100 billion. So I'm looking at this shit. I'm watching YouTube. I'm like, hey, it's no way. You know what I mean? Like I don't believe it. But you know something throughout the years, it kept popping back up. So I was like, you know what? Let me fucking like that. I believe that that's a sign from, you know, the higher power that yo, you need to really, you know,
definitely continue
or whatever, you know. So, and you know, and from doing that, I was like, wow, like this is real. Like, you know, doing a little bit of, and I'm not even really going in depth, but from just doing a little bit of research, like you find out, wow, like the United States is a corporation, and then when you go on passport, they do have other than the United States citizens, so it like makes you think like, yo, man, like, yo,
yeah, you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, yo, and these are official documents, so like, this probably is not bullshit, you know. So let me go ahead and start, you know, getting on the process rolling and
that's good.
Some type of freedom, you know.
Definitely, man, definitely. So just to get back to those birth certificates, right? And what state are you in? I'm curious.
I'm I'm in New York. I was born in New York. I'm actually about to move to Delaware. I'm in the process of buying a house. So yeah, I'm about to move to Delaware. I believe I close coming up in so, like, the mortgage officer say he wants to close on or before October 8th. So I'm in that process right now. So
yeah. Good for you. Congratulations then. So and what is that? What'd you say? Baltimore? I mean, what state?
Delaware.
Delaware. So and yeah, I'm in New York too. I'm on southeastern New York in Long Island. I'm not sure if you're from upstate or from New York City or.
I'm from the city. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. Yep.
Oh, I was born in Brooklyn. What part?
Oh yeah, nice. I'm Brownsville.
Brownsville, yeah, man. I was born and raised in Flatbush by Prospect Park. You're not even far, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I was actually born in Flatbush. I was just raised in Brownsville because my mom and my dad, they came over from the islands. As everybody from the island, like that's their first stop. It's Flatbush. So they came over from the islands, and they had me there, and then like we ended up moving to Brownsville when I was like 4 or 5. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, looking back, I did go through hell. But it had a beauty to it. It had a beauty.
Yeah. But I wouldn't change it. But man, there's the same thing. I'm like, yo, school of hard knocks, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing, man.
No. I was. Yeah, I mean, like it was an experience, and like everything that happens, I go back and I think about it, and basically, we're gonna see if we could right some wrongs that were done to us. Because I mean, even at the hospitals and those clinics, man, they were doing experiments with me, man. They were like jabbing me with shit, because like with Europeans and stuff. That's their first stop, like foreigners, let's say. That's their first stop.
Right, yeah.
City. Well, it's New York City. My parents even came on the boat because they came 1967. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, yeah. So, yeah.
It was the last years. It was like 68 was the last year that they came through Ellis Island, and I plan on even going and getting finding their signatures. And all my uncles and stuff getting their signatures, and just for a memory, or maybe if they're still alive, you send it to them as a gift. You make a copy of it. That was their signature. Could you imagine 50 years ago or whatever?
Yeah, right. Wow.
Yeah. So,
that's cool, bro. That's cool.
All right. So what I was saying about those birth certificates, right? With the whole thing, like you said, one for the county, one for they're all your property. Those copies of those birth certificates, and ultimately they're gonna be your property.
Right.
Technically they're not. Technically they're owned by. If you were born in Brooklyn, we have a very unique birth certificate. It's not a New York State birth certificate. You were born in Brooklyn?
Correct. Yep. I was born in Brooklyn.
So you have the exact same thing as me. I'll point it up over here, but you have a New York, the city of New York birth certificate. It is different from a state birth certificate.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Got you. I'm just finding this stuff out now because I'm like, wow, my birth certificate is, because New York State is a creature in itself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you know the history about it that I'm finding out, let me cut this air conditioner off. Give me a second.
Yeah, got you.
If you know the history of the New York Police Department, they work for the United Nations. They are they work for the protect. The reason why it's so strong and they got all those SWATs and they're really tough on crime and pretty much abusing everyone's rights is because they have to be tough because the United Nations is right there. So they answer to the United Nations. It's like a military police, man. You know how they are. I mean, you get good.
Yep. I said, yeah. I grew up in the city, so I already know what time is when it comes to the NYCPD. Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely that. So
yeah.
yeah.
So what so 2016. So I was, like I've been on it. I mean, same thing, like similar to you, except one exception. When I first heard about this, I mean, yeah, when I first heard about this, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have stutter stepped a little bit, like, and just like thought for a little bit, but immediately I knew this shit was real.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Man, kudos to you, bro. Like, to me, because I guess being brainwashed for so long, and
Yes.
right, programmed, and like I was in the military and everything. So like you just, they pretty much force feed you a certain narrative, like, work hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and then you'll get to where you want to get or whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I was definitely programmed, but it was like it
And they
can't be that
even
simple.
Yep, and they even reinforce it in all the movies, and especially if you watch like movies is a little different. They open up your mind if you know which movies to watch. But if you watch like sitcoms and regular TV, as we're growing up, I'm not sure how old you are, but what it is they program it like, oh, you can have a la-di-da life if you do what we say, and basically go to school all these years, and then a job for all these years, and then if you're good, you could probably build up some credit, and then you could probably retire one day.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Work hard for fucking 30 years, and then we'll give you a pension. Then you fucking die like 5 years after. Like, yeah.
It's like they mapped out your whole life. They mapped out your whole life, and they even manipulating you, because if they manipulate you at an early age of how long you could live, you know how they say the 77 years. Let me look it up. Hold on, let me share screen one quick second. I want to see what is the. Oops, I'm gonna leave that window. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. What's the lifespan? Human lifespan 2021. Let's see what this thing says. I told you, I said 77, but I was almost close. Now they cut, it's 72 years. So their program, it was 78 years. How old, when was that? The life expectancy in the United States before COVID was 78. And the current life expectancy for world life expectancy for world is 2021 is 72 years. So is a all right. So that's it. And I mean that's it. Yeah, so they're programming. Meanwhile, if you go to other countries, and I mean, of course they're living a different lifestyle or so. Yeah, I don't plan on dying at 72. That's when I'm starting. Like,
exactly right.
I mean, and I'm I'm not talking about like being old and like I'm talking about being vital. I'll be skydiving at 77.
Yeah, man.
Plus, with this process and stuff, with this process, if you you divide, just like you said earlier, it's a higher power that says, look, there's something about this that you got to get it done, and then you grow into it, man. You grow into it, because I was saying earlier, I first heard about this in like maybe in like 2013, but maybe I didn't know how to punch the right keywords in, but I was like seeing people like talking to the cop, telling them all this stuff. And then the cop back off, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Like,
right, yeah.
Right. With me, I mean, they pulled me over, man. They stopped banging on like they broke my window. I had standoffs, crazy standoffs, brother. I had standoffs with these police. They call in SWAT team. They call in a second county, like, because I'm like on the border of two counties, Nassau and Suffolk. They call in Nassau, they call in Suffolk. It's a big ass standoff. But then I got to the point where I'm like, yo, I'm demanding you guys to voluntarily surrender your arms to me, voluntarily, all your arms right now. And they start laughing, and I got it on video, but it's a little. It was at the beginning, you know, so it's like I'll play that shit. I don't care.
I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you got to start somewhere. It's like, and then I started recording every instance. At the beginning, right, or 4 years ago, I had a particular situation. I had a printed copy of that legal notice in demand. That's like a fee schedule, but it wasn't even mine. I just printed it off some website somewhere, right? And I took that shit. I took it with me to the police precinct because I was trying to get a vehicle back because some tow truck company like screwed me on something. So I'm trying to get the vehicle back. So I go there and I start waving it. I had my girl with me, and this girl's this Amazonian big woman, beautiful. And I had her like on my back. She didn't say a word. I'm like, bring me that document, babe. Or bring me this, bring me that. I had a tripod in there. They knew I was trouble. And I went there and I went there with on June 21st, summer solstice, because that's when I'm strongest. I'm like King Kong in the summer, man. I'm like on June 21st, I get power. Like, I am so powerful on that day. In Capricornian, you know, in December, January, I'm a little weaker, but now I know how to maintain my energy through the winter months. So I was in there. I was demanding that, you know, I'm like, who's in charge over here? What is it, a captain or a chief or a commander, whatever? And they're like, he did not come out of the bag. He sent one guy after another guy. I'm like, look, I'm about to fine you. And, you know, and what do you mean? Like, you're going to owe me money just for talking to me. I don't know. I was talking whack shit, but you got to start somewhere, you know, so you got to verbalize this stuff. It's got to come right out, you know. You can't choke up. One time I went when I was in what do you call it, traffic court. I waited. I told that judge, I'm like, Judge, I'm respectfully requesting that you dismiss every case on the calendar of these nice fine people today. And then, you know, I mean, but those are milestones for me, because, you know, you could you have to go through that process unless you don't have that blockage. I had a big blockage, like I had a big blockage that I had to free. So I had to free that blockage of fear, because you know, I went through a tough childhood. You know, I was in and out of jail. You know, and it was, you know, it's not a joke. And so they you know, it's a fear that's stored in all the tissues of your body, mind. It's like a demon vampire of fear, you know. But once you conquer that, then you know what side you're on, you know, because I know that I'm righteous, you know, and I have a righteous cause, and I know what my motives are, and I make them clear now to the universe and to whomever, because when you like me, because we can get into, like, I can make, because I'm gonna start making a list. I don't have no notes or anything to work on, so let's just do this right off the cuff. But one thing that I plan on doing is at my house, once I get, see, what I do is, I mean, I'm different because I'm doing it the way I want to do it, because I want to make sure I cross every T and dot every I. When my package goes to the Treasury, I'm calling them next day. Yo, where my money? Yo, where my money? I'm calling them. Hey, I'm like, yo, I'm coming down. I want to have a special account representative. You know, just like, because I ran a business, and if I deal with this building supply for material, right, and you know, I'm spending 100, 200 G's a month for materials for my roofing business, right? I'm not calling and I'm going to the operator. No, I need an account rep, the sales rep. It's like, yo, you know, I had one here, so, yo, Rob, I need those samples, all right? I'm gonna have them to you tomorrow morning. Don't knock, just leave them on my front door, that kind of stuff, So with, they're holding your property, they're holding
Right.
the United States Treasury, they're holding your property that you are the lien creditor of.
Right. Yeah.
So now, if when you do your security agreement and the legal notice and demand, common law copyright, power of attorney, and a couple of other documents, but those are the key ones. And what I'm doing different is I heard it and I liked it. Is I'm registering independently each document, because that registered mail number is powerful.
Okay.
It's powerful. I'll go through it. I have videos. You have access to or did somebody give you this meeting, or do you have access to the masterclass drive on the Google Drive?
I have access to the masterclass Google Drive. I've been watching the videos. Yeah.
So you've seen like the Patrick Devine stuff and like
I've seen a couple of the Patrick Devine, but I've been running through the PJP stuff. But I think his name is Lido. Yeah, I've been doing that. I've been running through the I seen the recruitment one, and I'm on the military stuff now because I'm from a military, so I just watched the military one. And I'm about to watch the military too. So that's how I know, all right, I got to go in this order to kind of make sure that I also cross my T's and dot my I's.
Yeah.
Watching his stuff, he was telling that how, with his experience, he got stuff sent back, or this doesn't work or that was worse. So just trying to make sure that none of that stuff happens and I could speed through the process. And I also want to, as soon as I get this mortgage, I want to discharge it immediately, because I was watching a video. He's saying how you can also do that as well. So
yeah, because you're already in the process. But if you had some patience and wanted to hold on to that, but I'm not like giving you any kind of legal advice. But if you did your first package, and then it might take maybe 6 months, because I'm going through that. You don't even have to pay for it. Well, you will pay for it, but you will be paying for it with a asset backed. You will be actually doing, the United States Treasury will be paying for your house with a check.
My house, yeah, yep, yeah. That's the way I was looking at it too. He said everything goes to, I think he was like Steve Mnuchin or something, and they pay for it. He said he was saying something about you get I think 11 million for forgiveness, and another 11 million, and then he was also seeing something where you could make money. I think 250,000 a day. This stuff was just mind blowing. I was like, wow. I'm trying to.
It's just a number.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you go through the process, it's just a number.
Right.
And I'm keeping this. I'm watching what I'm saying, because they are listening. They listen to you.
Right. Oh yeah. I know that because I seen that that one dude. What's his name? He went over to Russia. Edward Snowden, whatever. And then there was something else I seen on Netflix the other. I forgot the name of it. I gotta look at the history, but. The big tech companies say that they're watching you or whatever. They bold-facedly said it on Netflix. They're like, yeah, they're watching you. You know what I mean?
Well, they're watching you. They of course they are, but these people are private. They're public. So they technically they need somebody to sheep herd them, because they're pretty much cattle.
Right.
They're an animal. Yeah. So now somebody's got to watch over them. They can't do anything. Look, if the United States, right? If the United States was a chief, right, of a tribe, say, right, all right, the chief has got to keep his bulls in order. It's like, how you gonna, what I'm saying, because I'm creating my own nation. You know what I mean? I'm a native. Right. I have equal native rights, just like any indigenous here. I was born on this soil. My soul came through the New York City vortex. That's a rough ass vortex to come through, because you could come from an island, you could come from Europe. Your parents, if you're born here, your soul do not come from those ancestors. It can, but in my opinion, it could come from a shaman chief. It could come from a shaman chief of America. That's what I feel. You know, like I definitely, I was, you know, like I'm born to be a shaman chief, like a sorcerer, like a voodoo, and you know what I mean, like, because they give that voodoo a bad name, but that's shamanism, like, you know what I mean, you know, in a sense, because they're using all the elements, you know, the earth, air, water, wind, fire, you know what I mean, and you can really actually control reality if you're cut off from any foreign invaders. So if you don't create your own nation, you're always going to have people spiderwebbing into you. That's why the Essenes put the thing up there saying, spiders weave not thy webs here, you know? You ever heard that? The Essenes, Jesus, when he went up, I don't know if after he went through his resurrection, if he was even real, but the story goes when he was with the Essenes and stuff, they were basically cleansing themselves by bathing in the sun and eating clay and like detoxifying their body. So anyway, what was I talking about?
Talking about like the process, how it's going to take maybe about six months, and I'll be able to comply with have the Treasury, you know.
So So basically, it's like I was saying, it's just a number. It's just afterward. If you do this and you do this properly, people are going to go in multiple different ways. Certain people are going to want to just, like Patrick Devine. He was obsessed. He was on a mission to get everything that was rightfully his. That boy didn't care about money. That boy, he wanted anything and everything that was ever used in his name. That's why, have you seen the bounty hunter badge?
The bounty hunter badge?
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll just show you this. I want to show you this because have you heard of Patrick Devine?
Yeah, yep. I've heard it. I've seen a couple of his videos on YouTube, and I think I might have watched one of them on the master file. Yeah, I think it was
it's easier to just watch it on YouTube because that drive is slow. It's easier just to either download it there, but I'm gonna actually do a video where I'm gonna go through all of the Radiant Clone videos of Patrick Devine, because he started about a year ago after he finished all the military class and all the PJP group, right? The Secure Party President group. He went into that, and then there was no other content, so he's focusing on doing Patrick Devine, but he's like drip feeding it, like you know, video after video. I'm gonna check. I'm almost certain he did it in sequence to kind of document Patrick Devine's growth, but where I was getting at was he that's what his thing was. He just wanted to get. He didn't. I never heard him talk about anything else.
Right. Yeah.
And now, mind you, that I don't even know how much funds he even accessed, because he took a completely different, like say if we were going to Florida, most people would just take 95 straight, you know what I mean? But other people could have taken detours, you know what I mean, to go to Florida, let's say. So Patrick Devine took a different route than PJ, complete. They did a couple of things the same, but I have to review Patrick Devine's stuff again because he was going through it. His last stop was bankruptcy court. I'm gonna share something with you right now. You know what PJ's last stop was?
What's that?
I'm gonna show you right now because I got it. Instead of doing the bankruptcy court, which Patrick Devine, you see my screen?
I can see it.
Okay, so now let me do this. Open up. Oh, yeah. I know I have this. I know I could have saved it here. It is the, let me see if I bookmarked this thing. Yeah, right here. Look. I guess it didn't save. So what did I just call that thing? Court.
Bankruptcy court.
U.S. Court of International Trade. I just did it. Oh, okay. Okay. This is here. Yeah, but I'm gonna go on Google Maps and do it.
Mm-hmm.
International. How much time do you have? Cody, how much time do you have?
I got like probably about 45 minutes, half hour.
Okay.
Yes. My kids, they start school tomorrow, so I gotta kind of get them ready a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, we'll talk. But I like. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Same here.
All right.
It's kind of good to actually talk to somebody that's actually going through, because videos are good, but to kind of have like a live reference is good. And from what the guy that sent me the master file, Radiant Clone, he said a lot of the people is not accessible anymore because like they got their remedy and they moved on. From what I heard, BJP is not accessible. They said this guy Gene Keating is like is like old. He's like somewhere like in Missouri or whatever. I don't know. Patrick Devine is alive, but actually good to have like another living soul that can actually reference this on stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So just to give you like a bit of information, Patrick Devine passed away, and I just found this out like maybe a month ago. He passed away in 2017, to my knowledge, or something like that. That's when his videos stopped.
Oh, that's because I did look at the file folders, and it had from I think like starting like 2014, and like the last year for the file folder was 2017, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So basically, what I'm showing you right here is in downtown Manhattan. All of these courts are, and your birth certificate is right over here. Oh, right, man. There. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. No, it's right in this building here. Oh, come on now. Okay, maybe I have to do it this way.
So what? So is it better that I actually go down to that building? Because what I did what PJ said, and I went to Vital Check, and I ordered it.
Oh no, you ordered your birth certificates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. You ordered them from. Look at my mouse over here. You see this?
Yeah.
Is right across the street.
Vital Statistics. Okay, got you. Yep, I see it. Mm-hmm.
No, those are good. Did you get that in that letter too? That in what's that letter called? Validation or some kind of record?
I'm not even sure because it still hasn't come yet. And then I think he was saying something about that if you're from New York, that you should get your long and your short forms. So I don't know which one is coming, because when I was looking on the site, I was looking to see, if there's a difference, but it only gave me the option just to buy the birth certificate. It didn't say whether it was the long or the short form.
Yeah, they use a different terminology. I'll show you mine. Now, when did you order them? Because I'll tell you exactly how long it's going to take.
I ordered them, I want to say about almost 3 days ago.
Yeah, these should take 4 months from that agent. It took me 4 months. I'm not sure what it's going to take you. Let's hope it doesn't. You know what happened? I reached out to them. I'm like, yo, this shit is taking long. And I was going to serve her with papers. And I was in direct communication with the head person over there. She emailed me directly. I was just about to send them a threatening letter, saying I'm you're in official capacity, I'm gonna need a copy of your oath of office. That just came right away. I don't know how. I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but I was about to cause trouble. And yeah. So give me a second. Let me stop share, and I'm gonna show you mine, so this way you see what it is.
All right.
But that's the court. I'll go over that in just a second. Let me show you. Let me get my birth certificates.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn this on for a second.
Right.
I ordered 6, right? And this camera is not that good, but it's basically this is a long form.
A long form, okay.
And then with that long form, they're gonna ask you, do you need an exemplification letter? It's a wet signature. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a wet signature, all written down here. And so the large one comes with that. Mm-hmm. I got 3. You can only order 3 in one order with that vitalcheck.com.
Okay.
In one order, you could only order 3. So you can't order 3 large. You got to order 2 large and 1 small in one order if you want. And then the next one, 2 small and 1 large. I have no idea what I need what I need either or for. So
yeah, I gotta go back and look, because I was scrolling and I didn't see, the difference between whether what I was ordering, if it was a large or a short. I'm assuming it's a short, because watching the PJ videos, he says that the long forms are more. It cost like $60, I believe. Okay, nice. And that's the short form.
No, there's the long form, because I just want to show you before I put it down. Now, Busted, this right here.
Yeah.
This, I believe, is some type of a QSIP number, and it's different on each one. I will show you on my legal note, on my security agreement, UCC1. I listed them things. I'll show you right now. I listed every one.
Nice.
I put different verbiage on there too. Mm-hmm. And then I got 3 of these right here. These are the short ones.
Oh, okay. Oh, the short ones. Got it.
It's like a perforated edge here, like and then, but I'm leaving them like this, and then these have a different number.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a some type of a QSIP, and they I've been investigating, and these numbers, they've been using these numbers. Like not just now. These aren't new numbers. I think there might be some type of a book of birth certificates that they create, like a lot of them. But then they use them. It like, I don't know, because these things, I put the number in on. I made a video on it. I put the number in on Treasury.gov.
Treasury.gov. Okay.
And it came up in 1981. They said that's when they started using that number. And I had like $60,000 worth of interest, Anyway, those are all for investigative purposes, because as soon as you do the PAC, as soon as you're able to get your checks and do 1099s, you're done. You get a prepaid credit card. You write a check out to your prepaid credit card for $50,000 or whatever, and then you use that to live and then you buy your cars, you buy your house. You could go crazy if you could get this done, because you know what, you would be blocked but there's even going to be people that aren't righteous that can do this, and they will.
Right.
Because you can't stop them, but like the universe would stop them if it was.
Of course, yeah. Like you physically can, and I believe that too. Like the higher power will stop them if they're using this for like evil or whatever. Yeah, the higher power.
No, but if it's divine that they do use it for evil, that will happen too. Like there's gonna be. It's just that they're gonna self-destruct because they're not a strong capacitor. You know what I mean? Like me. Because if you're not in very good health, you can't handle money. You can't handle $1 billion.
That's true.
I'm telling you. You know what's going to happen? You self-destruct. You wind up not knowing what to do, and you can't sleep, and you're like until you're going to get the wrong person come in your life. You know what I mean? And then it's going to be ugly. I've wielded money, before, so I can handle it, and I can handle I think I have a very strong capacitor. Like I can hold because I know, you know, when as I grow my tribe, I'm very picky on who I have, you know, who I have like, with the, you know, the wives that I'm gonna have that are gonna bear me heirs. You know what I mean? And you know, those women, you're only as good as your tribe.
That's a fact.
You are only as good as the people that you have around you. So, you know, if, and I'll tell you, I can go into it either now or a different video about the astrology, what the astrology says for the next 5 years. And it's wild. Wow. It was wild. Uranus is going in 2025. Uranus is going into Gemini, and it does that every, you know, some odd years. And every time it does, is war, is friction. There's a lot of worldwide friction. I'm gonna make a video on that, you know, so I won't take up this time. But if you check, and then I'll, you know, I mean, I'm gonna even show you right now. So let me share screen. But you know what I gotta do? I just gotta take a quick break, like not even 2 minutes. So if you need to, and you know, just re-up in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna pause the recording so it just doesn't like record nothing.
I got you.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
All right, cool, bro.
Yep. All right, you back?
Yep. All good.
All right. So, what was the last thing I was talking about? I will remember. I was going to show you something. We were talking about the birth certificate.
Yeah, I think you when you was on Google on the Google Maps, and you said you were going to show me something about.
Okay, no, but there was something else I was going to show you. Oh, no, there was something. I was a couple of things I want to show you, but there was something that I was right on. Birth certificate, and we were talking about capacity, money. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll have to just go. But what I would recommend, or if I was in a situation like you, I would put as little money as possible down on the house that you can, you know, or you already set, you know, like, you know, don't go putting you know, 100,000 if you don't have to. So this way you can have, you know, you don't let go of your liquid, you know, currency until you get this stuff done.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was planning, because after finding this stuff, when I was watching the video, I was like, wow, I could also, you know, get rid of my mortgage, and I could also buy another house. So I'm like, wow, I definitely have had to learn this. So what I was thinking was that I'm just going to just do, all I'm going to do is just pay the closing costs, so like, which I like have to do. And then, you know, well, only pay my monthly up until I like get this stuff done. Like that's why I'm really trying to get it done as soon as possible. So
do you have to move now? Is there a reason that you have to move, or this is just a plan you're doing? Because I'm in the same situation. I put this house that I live in for 20 years. So, but I put it in my sister's name. Because I didn't want to. I went through a phase where I didn't want to own anything. I didn't, especially not a big house and a mortgage. You know, I wanted someplace to rest my head, but I don't know. There was something that I didn't like about 40-year commitment. I did not like it. I didn't see myself here in America for that long. Right. You know, but you know, because if you can wait.
Yeah, I would. Like, if I didn't have to move, yeah, I would definitely wait. But yeah, I do, because like what I was saying with the landlord is a terrible landlord. I'm always waiting for this guy to come fix stuff. The water be backed up, so it's like, you know what, and like I was planning this. Like, I made sure that my credit was good. You know, like even though I still do have a bankruptcy on my name, I was able to, you know, clean up my credit a bit, and you know, get to this point. So, but I'm like I said, I'm just, as soon as I get the house, I'm just going to pay as little liquid as possible, and then, you know, start, you know, I guess getting my Treasury checks and stuff, and have them pay it off, and get my credit card, and start buying stuff using my, you know, foreign trust, TDA accounts, all that stuff. So
Yeah, all right, man. Sounds like a plan. So that's your plan. Stick with it because it's already a plan. And then now you can't be making changes. Now is gonna cold weather's gonna kick in. You got the kids.
Right.
Your
kids,
So yeah, get that. Handle that, and then since you're in a position to do it, and then I've heard of people. I mean, what I would have done, what I would do, if I was in a situation like that. Afterward, I wouldn't pay it. They would never be able to. They would never be able to foreclose on you. So
that's another thing I see, like with the account of deed, right? That they can't foreclose once you fill out the account of deed.
Yeah, it don't even matter as soon as you move in, if you have the secure, that's how I didn't even ask you what you have you got any documentation, or you're in the preparatory phases.
Like I'm in the preparatory phase. Like the first couple of videos I was watching, I was under the impression that I needed the birth certificate to be a secured party creditor, but then I just watched another one, PJ saying that how no, like the thing that you should do is go fill out the UCC one and just start, and then copyright the all caps name, and that's how you kind of like,
You saw that video?
Seal the deal, yeah.
Yep, I made that's what I was gonna show you. I made a video on that because so you saw that video? Was that one of his latest videos that he did?
I believe on the video I saw it because it had like a timestamp zoom. That video was done in 2018, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what you got to do. I'm going to show you. I made a video on it. I'm going to share something with you now. Well, so now let me share screen. So let me just, I'll open it up right here. So this is the masterclass folder. Let me think. So this is the masterclass folder. In my folder here, I have a video that I just made. This is Spanish. Give me 1 second. I made a video on that thing. Right here, number 8. Okay.
Starting to copy,
and it's long. So okay. I'm just gonna share right now because if you like, I set up a YouTube channel because this is gonna, like, for me, this is gonna be my job, now. Right. So I'm just gonna go to here quick and just share. I have all the videos, and sometimes it's easier to just use YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes I gotta like back out of the folder and then start it over because like the video like freeze.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the key, like my process is what I am gonna personally do for myself is I'm gonna first register the documents, and then I'm gonna copyright the documents, but because that's what, it's 28 minutes long. I was thorough. I went through this thorough. I have not done it yet, but I have it all mapped out in my mind. I know I've already done this for our roofing business 12 years ago or 11 years ago. So I didn't do it myself. I did it through a lawyer, but I know exactly what has to get done. I can go over that, like we could talk about it. Basically, you're going to familiarize yourself. Go through this video if you have time, whenever you have time. And
they'll definitely do that. Starting the copyright and trademark registration process with the Library of Congress. Okay, for sure.
If you want to bookmark, make a note of this, or it's going to be in the video.
So, screenshot it. Yep, I just screenshot it. JPL International Unlimited. Yep.
I just came up with that because you have to kind of think about who are you actually, and I for a while I'm like, all right, well, I'm the executor of my name is Jetan Lita, so I'm the executor of the Jetan Lita estate, but that's that's old now. Now I'm international. You know what I'm saying? Now I got my 98 number, so I'm a trust. So I pretty much, you could be whoever you want in this world, because above your 98 number, which is a trust, you could be anything you want. You could be John, you could be, what do you call it? Indiana Jones. You could be really, really Indiana Jones. You could be first name Indiana Jones. You could be Admiral Byrd. You could be whoever you want. You could be commander, a master and commander. You could get a 98 number. I mean, because I'm wacky like that, So like it's like, because now you have the choice, not your parents. You know what I mean? You could still be, John Paul Jones the seventh. You know what I mean? Of the Jones clan, if you want, but that's not me. Me. I'm gonna get a 98. I'm gonna get a 98 every year. One of them, I'm gonna be explorer. Then I'm gonna be whatever I want. I'm gonna be expeditioner. I'm gonna go down to Antarctica. I'm gonna see aliens. I'm gonna see dolphins. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna I want everything out of this life. And you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I wanted to show you this. So now you got, you can go through whatever videos you want. Now I wanted to show you the badge. Let me see if it starts the video automatically. If so, the badge is gonna go away. This is the Patrick Devine Bounty Hunter badge. Yep, it didn't start it automatically. So basically, when you get a 98 number and you send in your first package, I don't know this exactly for sure, but I pretty much, I have the strongest gut feeling on basically you could request this right away.
Oh, wow.
So it's because it's with the IRS Treasury Department. As soon as I send my first pack in, I'm calling in for an appointment myself, and that's my first with my money appointment. And then what you do is you're gonna be requesting, you're gonna want to know, you want a full accounting of your property. You want to know. It's gonna be a hard thing to do. It's gonna take years to do, because when they start, right? If have you read through the private security agreement?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, here I'm gonna, tell me how much time you have now. What how much time you want? You want 15 minutes?
Hold on. Yeah, I got like about 10 more minutes. I gotta go feed these kids here.
So I'm just gonna go hot with what I'm on right now. If you want, something else, I'm just gonna go because this is very interesting. I'm gonna go over something right now.
Got it.
Based on that, what we were just talking about, which is the property. So this document right here. I changed it. I moved it somewhere else. Let's see. Yeah, this should be good. Okay. So right here, this is just a bit basic. It's not mine or anything. It's just a standard one. If you read through this thing, I'm going to go straight to where they talk about property.
Okay.
General provisions, collateral, right here. I'm just going to read this paragraph. So just so you understand. You're basically, with this document, what page am I on here? 6. Let me go back to this. You're basically, the debtor is your name, which is John Doe, all caps, first name, last name. The secure party is the living natural man, a personam sojourn, right? And he's basically last name, first name, in purple or in red, whatever. So that's who your new identity is once you claim. Is you're a natural, living, breathing, pretty much child, creation of God, creation of the Almighty, the Most High. So now you're serving your straw man legal identity that technically you don't even own. They own you. This identity they own. So you got to get that back. You want to get this back. So now, what did they do with this straw man that you thought was you all this time? Now you're finding out you're a walking, God, pretty much. You know what I mean? So now, what did they do with that arrangement? They did a bunch of stuff. You know what they did? They pretty much every highway ever since you were born, every bridge, they packet 1,000 of these birth certificates and make like a hedge fund type of thing. I don't know the right terminology, but that's how they.
Saw that video. PJ was explaining that, how they lump it together and they create hedge funds and shit. Yeah, I saw that.
Yep. So now with these, because they're more powerful, and they make them all legit and nice. They're all deeded, all like really, really proper, so that this way they can use them as collateral to basically build bridges, mine for gold, make wars, you know what I mean? Mine for diamonds, you know what I mean? In Africa, they do this nationwide. So now what you're doing is you want a full accounting. This is nearly impossible to do. That's what Patrick Devine wanted to do. He wanted he wanted basically everything back, because now you own this. You own everything they did. So now what that may entail, we'll go back to page 6. What that entailed is the collateral to which the security agreement pertains, inter alia. Let me just zoom in on this so I can see this perfect. All herein below describe personal and real property of debtor, now owned or hereafter acquired by debtor, in which the secured party holds all interest. Debtor retains possession and use and rights of possession and use of all collateral and all proceeds, products, accounts, and fixtures, and the orders therefrom are released to debtor. Okay. See, I would have to read through this because I would think it would be released to the creditor. Exactly. So, but maybe, who knows? Maybe this could be an error. But I'll read through it because I read through this thing. I read through it 4 times. Like, by the time I printed it, you're correcting it. Before any of the below itemized property can be dispersed, exchanged, sold, tendered, forfeited, gifted, transferred. Okay, and the orders of possession. Okay. I can see where this is going because he wants to get this in at least in the possession of the debtor. Therefore, it can be pretty much given over to the creditor. But before any of the below itemized property can be dispersed, exchanged, sold, tendered, forfeited, gifted, transferred, surrendered, conveyed, destroyed, disposed, otherwise removed from the debtor's possession, settlement via notice of lien herein. That's why you're leaning all that property with this document, because they could start scattering and start selling this stuff and start shuffling it, you never know. So that's why and then you got to move, it takes time. So notice of lien. So this is all proceeds, all rents, wages, all land. This is what I want to get. I love it when I go to the part where it says all shovels, mining equipment. I included that in my, like, shovels, mining carts, mineral carts, all that stuff. Because technically you could have all this shit delivered to your house. Like, and you get a warehouse and you get everything with your name on it, anything that was used. So that's it. All motorhomes, trailers. Like, I love it when the mining, but RNA, DNA, fingerprints, saliva, everything, patents, property, songs, so that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna get off this.
So this is on the master file, correct? This security agreement, or no?
It's in that folder.
It's in the folder. All right. Cool. I'm gonna take a look at it myself and read it over a few times and try to get a grasp on it.
Yeah, you can if you want to. You could go over. You could review. I have them in my folder because I've went through them a couple of times. So, like, if you go to here, this is my folder, right? I have a different folder right here where I started those quick.
Or you have your own folder inside of the master file?
Yes, I have my own,
okay.
Because I basically wanted to, I just made it. And he never said anything to me, so I just kept going with it because I wanted to just go through the process of, as soon as I entered, I made the folder, and then I started doing some stuff. Like, for example, I put my legal note, well, the security agreement. It comes out to like 35 pages if you do it on 8x12. I did it on legal. I did it on legal. You could open it up here, but it comes out weird with Google Docs. But what you do is, if you want to read it, you can download.
Now I see that it says 8.5 by 14. I saw something on. I'm not sure if it changed back, but I was watching a video with PJ, and he said how there's something called a paper reduction act, and they were sending a lot of his documents back. That was 8.5 by 14, and how they had to be on.
I went through that just recently. I went through that. I didn't read through the whole thing, but it's not for legal.
It's not okay.
It's not for 8.5 by 14. It's for the bonds, because they made the bonds.
Okay, right.
They made the bonds on almost like a postcard type of thing, like a card stock, because they wanted to make them look more official. But if you ever got served any papers, they all use legal. All those courts use legal.
Okay.
Everybody used I've got served papers numerous times. Legal. Hey, I could be wrong, but I'm going with my gut, and my gut tells me I don't want to have 40 pages. I want to have 25 pages, and then everything is uniform. Because if you got to the point where they said they're going to put it in a binder, like in bind the book, send it in. That some of the documents are 8.5 by 14. Some of them are 8x12. So I don't want them mixed. I want them all the same. Certain ones, like the forms, like the IRS documents, I'm still going to put those on 8.5 by 14. I'm just going to put them at the top, and the bottom is going to be empty. Unless I'm sending them to the Treasury, like filing the document. But for my pack, if it's just a copy as documentation, I'm including them. So yeah, that's it. So I think, I don't know if you have any questions, or because, you want to get, you got stuff.
The only question is that I have is that, is there like a group like that you know of that, they have like maybe like whether it's weekly Zooms or like monthly Zooms, or,
I was with SPC. There's no to my recollection, because that was like 4 or 5 months ago. I went in there. He has weekly calls, but he talks. They don't go through the process or anything like that. They're just talking advanced stuff, like all the old that have already done this. They're talking like all that high level stuff and brainstorming. So it's not. This is a unique group right here. There's 2 other people that are involved. Do you have anything to do with a Rob D, or like a Rod? Do you have a handle that's called Rod D?
No.
Because I sent out a bunch of basically what I do is I go here, I go to this, and I go to my folders, right? And I see if anybody is interested in my stuff, like that they look. I'm not about to invite the whole crew, but I invited anybody that's opened up my folder and has downloaded a file or something. I basically found their email. There's a way you can find their email, and then I sent them out a request. Did I send you out a request?
Yeah, there was a request for this Zoom. I believe I got it about six days ago. Yeah.
It was Monday. So it's basically you, me, and then it's Nicholas and Sheila. There's 4 people. They just they could. Nicholas is working tonight, and he's down Louisiana, and then Sheila is in Baltimore.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. That's
So
fine.
we're all at the same level. We're all at the same level. We all haven't sent our packs in, so we'll make a little crew,
Okay.
and then we'll
Right.
we'll build. We'll build off each other, and then
Yeah.
oh, I didn't even I wasn't even sharing. So let me go back to this. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm not sharing. So yeah, and that's it. I'm sure now in the fall, that there's going to
Mhm.
be more people,
Right.
because everybody was enjoying the summer. Now the summer is almost over. It is over to me. For me it's over early, because
Yeah.
I'm already looking forward, because I got a I live paycheck to paycheck right now. It's a
Oh man.
shame, but I'm looking forward to the fall season, because I got to make my money to basically make sure I get this all done, because it costs a little bit of money. Like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to pay the rent, you got to pay the mortgage, you
Yeah.
got to feed yourself. So in the fall, I
Right.
make, because I do chimney repairs, and I get a lot of calls for chimney cleaning, because
Mhm.
it's the way I make money quickest, and I'm a professional at it. So rather than going out and having to do a whole roof and to make money, I do little
Yeah.
chimney repairs and stuff. They're in and out 2 hours. I make a couple
Right.
bucks, pay some bills, basically.
That's it, man. Yeah. I'm the same way, man. I'm just on this budget or whatever till I can just, like you said, become unlimited, man. I'm just full. I just
Yeah.
look forward to just filling this stuff out and just getting everything and just having that freedom, bro. The
Yep.
same way, like having these kids or whatever, trying to make sure that they all right and stuff, giving them stuff, making sure that they, don't want for nothing. So yeah, man, I'm the
Yeah.
same way.
I'm
I'm
right at
grinding,
that.
man.
I'm like, all right, with the kid thing, I'm right behind you on that, because I got some, I have to have structure for me, because like when I start, and I'm starting late in life,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
based on like the status quo. But it's perfect.
right,
I could never have kids. I never wanted to have kids. I didn't want to bring kids into this world until
right.
I went through my awakening. Now I'm gonna have crazy kids, but my
Yeah,
kids,
man, do it, bro.
oh
We
yeah,
bless the earth with the fruit of your loins, man. That's what God intended.
yeah, everything is in divine timing. It's like my
Definitely.
kids, everything, like, it's all going to be structured. They're going to do whatever they're going to do whatever they want. Because you're going to have one kid. He's going to be you. You don't want to change them. You just want to give them all the possibilities. Like,
Exactly.
when they're going to go through their homeschooling, my kids homeschooling is going to be basically basics. Hey, what do you want to work on today? What do you want to learn today? And then everybody could learn it, or everybody can go in different directions that day. But everybody's got to share their progress, because you're going to get different astrological signs. One kid's going to be Aries, one kid's going to be a Leo. They're going to be interested in different things. you
Things,
know
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and then, but then whatever they learn, they got to teach me, teach daddy.
yeah,
Yeah, teach me what you're learning, because I want to
yeah.
learn. I want to learn that language. You're gonna have a kids. They're gonna be fascinated with this, with Japan,
Yeah.
or they're gonna be fascinated with whatever. Anyway, I could go on and on, but so we went over a lot of things, man. It was really nice talking to you, and
Same here, bro.
I look forward in building with you, and we
Likewise, bro.
and helping each other, and everybody's got a different piece of this puzzle. So if
That's
you want,
good.
if you are available, come on next week. There should be other people, maybe.
Yeah, you definitely should just shoot me the link in the email, and I'll if I'm not working, sometimes I do work on the weekends, but and like even if I am working, I might be able to get away and like chime in, or like if you could record it as well, I'll definitely watch. Like I really do want to I get this stuff done, like so.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually do it, and then you could even also call in, like you could even
Okay.
call in and like stay muted, if there's
Okay.
whatever,
Yeah. Right.
if you're like busy at work or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then just
Definitely.
listen. But yeah, usually Mondays, as soon as I upload this video to the masterclass, and
Yeah.
then I send out the invitation for next Sunday, just so I know
Yeah.
I got it done. And
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes I'll do one. Sometimes I may do one on like a Wednesday or a Thursday if I really have a lot to share. Otherwise, I do videos periodically because I'm gonna make a structure, like what I'm following. Step one, get an even like an office supply list of what
Right.
I'm doing, not what you should do, but just take it for your consideration. You know what I mean?
Right. Definitely.
And that's it.
All right, bro. Well,
All right.
I thank you, man. I appreciate you sending me the link and reaching out and pretty much, giving me some of the tips and pointing me in the right direction.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
it's my pleasure, man. It's my pleasure. I'm at your service, because that's the I found in life.
Thank you.
You can't grow unless that it closes the circuit of the auric field. If you know what the
Right.
auric field is like
Or field, yeah.
you're putting out that electromagnetic, and then
Mm-hmm.
for it to come full circle, it'll stagnate, and then you can't ground it into manifestation if you don't take it full circle. And that's what I found through, like, the biodynamics, bioenergetic dynamics. That's how it works. You put out, and the only way you can come back full circle is if you help, because I consider myself an immune cell of the planet. And what I'm doing, that's how immune cells work. They build up, and then they conquer. You can't kill it. You could just expel the cancer, or you could just basically starve it. So we're gonna wind up starving the cancer of the planet, and when as it builds.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, definitely.
All right,
All right, bro. Thanks a
all
lot
right,
once again, man. You all enjoy the rest of your night and have a
you
great
as
week.
well. You as well.
Thank you.
All right, you got it, man. Take care of yourself.
Take care.
Yep. Let me just text this girl and see if she wants to talk. What you doing? You want to come on Zoom for a bit? How long am I on for now? An hour and 16 minutes. Why did this just change? The quality. Let me just pause this for a second. Is this clear? Okay. All right, so I paused the video for a little while. I had another participant, but they're not going to make it. So I'm just going to go into a couple of things, and and then end the video from there. But I'm going to share screen now. I wanted to just I basically developed this YouTube channel just for this group, and I'm sure it's going to build. There's 4 participants, right now. Not everybody comes in when they have time. We're basically at the level of getting our first pack. None of us have sent our first pack in, so it's a first pack group class. These are the videos in, you know, like the oldest to the newest, you know, sorted by newest up top here. So I'm just gonna go through a couple of these. I've lost data before, so I made this video. I've made this video on basically, I don't think I'm gonna have to open it up. It's too slow. I'm just gonna verbally go over it. So the truth about Seagate backup drives using SyncToy 2.1 and the world and a world travel rant. Basically, the first part of that is a Seagate drive. I've had one that failed, and I had it for about 2 years. These things do not last forever, especially if you take them, let's say, on vacation. You have them, you know, like they ever get wet or moist or anything. So now they don't leave. If they ever leave my table, I go over how I store them in a Mylar bag, in a Ziploc bag with a paper towel for moisture, to absorb moisture. And then that's part one. Like, then the second part of it is how to use SyncToy 2.1. You see right there, Sync. Oh boy, this is slow. Okay. What? Are you kidding me? SyncToy 2.1 is a program how you can use to basically use 2 drives, and one of them is going to be a primary, one of them is going to be a backup. You do it every week or 2 weeks, or you can throw it to Google, but I go over why Google renames, it changes all the dates, the creation date, modified date, and then if you ever store it back, you don't have any access to dates, and the documents are weird. You know, they're all weird. If you depend on that, if you use Google Drive only as a backup, that's fine. There's a lot of other websites, but anyway. And then towards the end, I mean, I go through, like, I start going on a rant about world travel and some stuff. That's that. I made this video because I have a friend that's in, you know, she speaks Spanish. So as she wanted to, I showed her how to use subtitles to maybe watch some of these videos. This is one of the Zoom Trust Pack discussions on 8/22. This is another meeting that's not on a Sunday that I did with Ellis. And, you know, we talk about various things. We talk about, obviously, the bounty hunter badge. On this one, obviously, we talk about the private security agreement and, you know, how to register your mail, how to register each individual document. This one goes over how I include a PS Form 3877 firm mailing book copy in each document. You basically, this is the way how to do a official USPS certificate of mailing. That's part one. I'm going to continue on that as I progress, as I do that. I'm going to meet with my postmaster this week, go over that, because I have to order this book. I can get sheets, but no, I want to order. It comes in a book of like 50. It's like a book, proper book. I want one of those because I want to do everything super correct. So this way, you know, they're going to be impressed when they get my package down in Puerto Rico. This one here is, you know, I haven't done it yet, but I did all the legwork. It's a 30-minute video on starting the copyright and trademark registration process with the Library of Congress video. This is important because you basically want to have everything, all the documents that you'll be filing for the first pack are going to be reinforcing and proving that you are the only and the highest lien creditor to the name that's on your birth certificate that you thought was you for all these years. Every piece of trust property that was used in that name, the straw man, dead legal corporate fiction everything that was ever created in that corporate fiction is, there's no one that has a higher lien or claim over that name than you. So that's why the copyright comes in, because, you know, when you copyright a song, you can, I go through it thoroughly in this. You know, you can copyright a song, you can copyright a piece of art, you can copyright a website, you can copyright documents, books. So that's technically what we're going to be doing with our documents. In addition to that, I'm going to be doing a copyright on a website. I'm going to be doing a website in the Strawman name. You're doing business as that, a .com for commerce. That's what .com stands for, commerce. And then I'm going to publicly post all my documents on there. I'm even going to have a real-time video of a billboard, just like they have a public notice, you know, when they're going to do a remodeling on your house. Or they're gonna build a house. They put a public notice there for like 30 days. I'm gonna put a public notice with a camera there, 24 hours, with every one of my documents up there. I'm gonna do this super, like I'm going overkill. You don't have to do it. I'm doing it. And then the trademark is, you know, with the Library of Congress, that I go over in this video as well. Filing the Maryland UCC1. That I did. I completed it on this video. The legal notice and demand, I have one version that's a snippet, and then the full version is, I'm not keeping it public, but you know, you can reach out to me. I'll give you instructions on how to get the full version. I keep that all on a private server. Important video about this. I go over, you know, how not to include the copyright and the trademark symbol on your documents without getting them, you know, copyrighted and trademarked, because they may deny your application. This is another Zoom class on 8/8. We discuss a variety of things. This is how to utilize the VLC player interactive Zoom feature, okay, recording Zoom in non-HD, you know, basic stuff. This is another class. Mailing documents without a stamp, taught to me by PJ, Pete Olita. This is another meeting. Me going crazy, you know, shopping for a new yacht, you know, hey, you have to dream big. So, you know, you have to have like a vision board of what you plan on having, you know, down the line once you complete the process. How to look up your birth certificate bonds on treasurydirect.gov, JP International, or the International Bill of Exchange. I put that on legal, which is a 5-minute video. How to download the VLC and use the VLC player. This is the Radiant Clone Secure Party Creditor videos, published date. I made a document on it, and I have a local copy of the 1 through 13 videos and the military classes and all the advanced, what did they call it? Advanced transactions, advanced secured transactions. Common law copyright, 1-minute video, 3-minute video on the power of attorney, how to download an unedited version of a document on the drive. There's a procedure. It's like you could get an edited version and then it's all screwed up and messed up. These are just some personal videos I just started the channel with, and that's it. I also have a playlist with only secure party creditor stuff. Makes it easy. So that's that. All right, so that's it. Let me go to Zoom and okay. All right, so let me stop sharing. And so I'm back over here and I'm gonna end this recording. So, you know, we have 4 participants so far. You know, not everybody comes every week, but, you know, everything happens in divine, you know, in divine time. And so I'm sure it's gonna grow in the fall. Nevertheless, that's not holding me back. This is no inconvenience for me. I enjoy doing this. It took me a while to set things up. Now I have everything set. It's basically, I take this video tomorrow morning, I upload it on the masterclass folder. I upload it on my channel on YouTube. And then on Monday, I send out invitations for next Sunday's class. No reminders, or maybe next week I'll do a reminder, maybe on a Saturday. And then, but you can always catch this on the archives, on the masterclass folder, and on the YouTube channel. And then members of the group, I even have a copy on my Google Drive, and that's it. So I hope this was a helpful video. We're gonna go through the whole process thorough. You know, you don't have to do every step that I do. If you want to, you can. If not, you don't have to. And I'm gonna map out my procedure on like a spreadsheet or a Word document. I'm gonna work on that this week. And I'm gonna even have either a different document on the office supplies. It is not an inconvenience. It would take me maybe half hour to do that. And then I'll make a video on my office supplies, how I'm doing it. You don't have to do this. You could do it simple. But I want to make an impression with my pack. So this way, the next day, as soon as they receive the pack, next day, I'm getting on the phone with them and requesting an account, a designated account representative for my account. And they'll give me one because they have to, because it's a large account. We're going to be transferring collateral, and they're going to be instructing me on all the fine details. I'm going to go over making a court case in the International Court of U.S. Court of International Trade, U.S. Court of International Trade in downtown Manhattan. That's an international court. So if somebody from California wanted to do this, they would have to go to New York. That's where we're fortunate we live in New York, and it's right where the birth certificates are created. So, all right, that's it. I'm not going to start ranting now, and I'll end this video, and ciao for now. I hope everybody has a great night, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye. I'm going to end recording, stop recording now.